Okay, gong accessories and how do we transport our gongs and our stands in the car or on an airplane, right? Some of you might be doing that. And all of these are also available, most of these are also available at Gongs Unlimited. So, you know, when you're placing the order for your gong, if you're gonna be in and out of the car, you're gonna wanna think about a soft bag to protect the gong and be able to carry it, right? Gongs don't really have handles on the rope. And then if you're gonna be traveling by airplane or train, this hard case, right? Anytime anyone else is gonna be handling your gong or throwing it somewhere, right? Tossing it, stacking other luggage on top of it. This is really great. So let's start with the stand bags. So this one is made by Gongs Unlimited, and it's not very expensive. It's really great. You can check it on the airplane. You put your stand in there. You can see that's from my last flight, wherever. So you can just check that, and it's a regular size suitcase. There's no upcharge for this size. And when I take my gong stand apart, you know, I'll put in one piece and then I'll put in the layer of the blanket. This is whether you're flying or just driving around the city. This is just to keep your stand looking pretty as long as possible. So I'll put in one piece and then I'll cover it with a blanket. And then I'll put in the second piece and I'll just accordion fold the blanket. I'll put in the third piece, fold, next piece, fold. So just a regular size blanket is good for that. And I would say a blanket rather than a sheet. It's just a little thicker. Got all these metal bars in here rubbing around. So this bag is great for the Paiste stands or for the Gibraltar stands or maybe even the Rambo rim bod if you like this style. I think it's great for air travel. I've been all over the world with these bags. These are great. You can get hard cases for your stands that have like wheels on them if you want that. They're not inexpensive. You start talking about hard cases, but when I ordered this, I was thinking I needed a hard case, and then my friends at Gongs Unlimited said, just check the bag, it's fine. All right, just save me 250 bucks. Yay, okay. And then it's got a little Velcro handle, so it's easier to carry. And it's got this little outer pocket as well. Honestly, I don't find myself using it very much because I feel like stuff could fall out of there too easily. I wouldn't put anything in there and check it on an airplane. You know, if you're handy and you can, you know, if you did a bunch of Velcro on there or something, I don't know, but even in the car, I just put my mallets in a separate bag. I don't want anything falling out. So that is a fantastic bag. And then now they've started making another bag. It's a little smaller for the Rambo rim bod stand or for the Fruity Buddha. And the Fruity Buddha stands are so small, you could probably easily fit two in here. So it's a little different. I don't know that I would check this on an airplane because it's drawstring, you know, and that's a danger on conveyor belts and such. So this is great for in and out of the car, and you know it's going to be a little more lightweight stand. The Paiste stands are very heavy, so it does have a little handle on it, or you can throw it over your shoulder. So sometimes it's nice to have just a little smaller bag if that works for your stand. But I don't know, I've never checked this on an airplane. If you did, this one also has a long strap that you could put on your shoulder. But because I'm on airplanes, I take that off and put it inside. That's a hazard for air travel. Okay, now the bags. My first gong was the 24-inch bag, and I went to Guitar Center and I bought the biggest cymbal bag they had. So this is actually a cymbal bag that drummers would buy. And it's just, I needed something to be able to go travel the next week. So this is what I got. It's a 24-inch cymbal bag, and I always just cover the gong, especially the face of the gong, with a soft blanket, you know, and then put it in there. It's also got a nice little zipper pocket on the outside for mallets, so that's definitely more secure. So I would put my mallets in there. Do you see how this opens like a taco? It only opens halfway. Okay. So Gongs Unlimited now has backpack style gong bags.
Wow.
They didn't have those back when I went on my first Juicy Gong tour. So I took it to a seamstress and had her make it into a backpack so I could carry it around. This is not very comfortable. It's just very bare. And there's another thing here. So again, this is just a cymbal bag. It's just what I had access to at the time. The backpacks from Gongs Unlimited come up to 32 inches. Beyond that, I just think it's just too heavy for, the shoulder straps. But they only open like that, like a taco. So you have to kind of slide your gong in and out. So not that they're bad, they're just different. Okay, and now you can get backpack straps. You don't have to pay a seamstress. Okay, and now the typical bags. This is your typical gong bag. This is for my 32-inch gong. And see how this is like a real scratchy polyester? You do not want the face of your gong rubbing against that. You will, in one day, it will be scarred. Lots of scars, like road rash, right? So always, I use this really nice soft blanket. So you want to stay away from scratchy polyester stuff, right? But a sheet is fine, or a blanket. And so this is what I do. I put my 32-inch in here face down, and then close it up, just kind of wrap it up. And then sometimes just for efficiency, if I only want one bag but two gongs, I have another blanket. So once I've folded that one all in, I take another blanket, and then I would put my 24-inch right there, fold it up, and then I could zip it up. All right? Now, when I do air travel, I would take this entire thing, just like I just described, two gongs, two blankets, zipped up, and place it inside of here. So when I get to where I'm going, I can maybe leave the gong at the house or the hotel, but I still have this to carry it around in the car or whatever. Good news about these bags, they have been upgraded recently. This just happened within the last 2 months. It's no longer this very scratchy polyester on the inside. So this is the new version of the bag. And when we have a break, just come and feel both of these. This is thicker and this is soft. This is soft, so that's good. So you've got some extra padding and some softness for the gong. So this is how they're making the gong bags now. I haven't seen if they're doing the same with the backpacks or not, so I would have to ask about that if that's important to you. But if it were me, I would still wrap my gong in at least a sheet, like it's an investment, you're gonna protect it, right? So this is nice, and they're only $5 more than what these used to be, but they're like, 100% better. So that's great. And so let's say you've got a heavy gong in here, especially if it's a Chinese gong, it's even heavier than the Paiste, right? Maybe we'll have y'all lift some gongs later and you can see how heavy they are. So you've got your gong in the bag and you zip it up. What do you think is going to happen if you pull the handle up like this? Yeah, you're going to rip the thread. Okay, so common sense, but it's something you don't think about until it happens. You're fighting gravity. This is heavy. If I stand on this and yank on this handle, I'm going to rip the threads out of there. The bag I have for my heaviest gong, which is a 36-inch chow, it's an old bag. It came with the gong, but this area has also ripped because it's just such a heavy gong. So just be aware of that. These really are not very expensive. They last for years. I use them a lot, but just common sense. Don't pull against, it's only thread holding that together. So, all right. And some of them I've started to glue, and I don't sew very much, so. Okay, so the hard case, this particular one, this is for my 32-inch gong, and like I said, I would put the 24-inch gong inside there too. And that would make it right at about 51, 52 pounds, so no mallets. My second bag is my Paiste stand that holds both of those gongs, so I can travel with one stand, one hard case. Mallets have to go in my suitcase. my clothing, I don't know, you know, traveling with gongs is not light traveling at all, but it's really fun when you walk through the airport with something like this. Everybody's like, wow, what is that? When you tell them a gong, they just, doesn't register, like, a what? A what? They think, oh, is that a giant cymbal? So this is by Humes and Berg. It's called the Enduro, and Gongs Unlimited usually has these in stock, all different sizes and different colors depending on the size. But sometimes it could be a special order. So if you know you have a trip coming up in 2 or 3 months, then think ahead. There are other makers of gong cases as well, and those are special order. And those take anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months to receive, okay? Because they're gonna make it when you order it. But these, they do have some in stock, but you know, they might not have the size that you need in stock. So just think ahead if you think you need one. This one costs, I believe, about $350, but it's protecting your gong babies. So I've taken this all over the world. It's been very, very durable for me. It will be checked as oversized luggage. So there's typically a higher fee for that, for the oversized. They've never charged me for overweight and oversized. If it was a 32-inch chow, that would be more than, well, by itself, that might be just over 50 pounds as well, because the chow gongs are heavier, right? So something to keep in mind, but it will be an oversized fee. And this one has got a nice cushy lining in it too. Some of them don't. Some of them come with no lining, some of them come with lining. So if you get ready to order one, we'll just have to ask them, you know, what they have. But again, since I am putting this entire bag with all the blankets in here, it wouldn't matter. But you know, any extra padding is great. 24-inch gong is the largest size that you can travel with, carry on a regular sized airplane. So I would use that smaller cymbal bag for my 24-inch gong and travel and just carry it on that way. So it wasn't in a hard case for carry on, because that might make it a little too big. And it has to be an airplane that's got 3 seats and an aisle and 3 seats. If it gets a little smaller than that, your 24-inch is not going to fit up above, and you're not going to want to check that bag in a soft case, right? So it's something to think about too. You got to look at what size aircraft you'll be on if you're carrying on. Security will always most likely have you pull the gong out of the bag because they need to see what it is. And I was always told, don't have anything else in the bag, don't travel with mallets, but it's not been a problem for me. They kind of check it out and they, you know, pull it all apart. So just give yourself that extra time, because they're gonna do that. Let's see. There was a special law passed a couple of decades ago for musicians traveling with instruments. So you can look that up. I don't remember the name of the law, but you can look that up, and you can always argue that if you need to, if they're trying to not let you carry something on. And when you're checking a bag, sometimes they will give you a discount on the cost of the oversized if you tell them it's a musical instrument. And they'll usually ask, they'll be like, what the heck is this? They don't know. So some airlines have special policies like, okay, if it's a musical instrument, it's only $60 to check instead of $100. So it's worth asking. Is it, is it a musical instrument? Do you have any discount for that? But for me, because this is oversized, now if it wasn't oversized, if it would fit within those dimensions, maybe there wouldn't be enough charge at all. Probably not. I don't have one of those hard cases. This one, when it's all put together, is just 4 inches shy with all of its dimensions. You add them all up, it's 4 inches shy of being considered too big. So oversized. And then they won't let you check that on an airplane. So there is a limit. So this is 4 inches shy of that threshold. So people that have bigger gongs, like traveling with a 36-inch gong, I don't know what they do. Maybe they ship it, maybe they have to ship it freight somehow ahead of them. So just things to think about, even, before you buy your first gongs. It depends on what you plan to do, where you plan to go. Any questions on bags or cases?